prayers and sympathies go out to their families, and we respect the first responders who responded, put their lives in jeopardy. We've said that in Orlando. We've said that in San Bernardino. We've said that going all the way back into the 1960s when Charles Whitman stood high on a tower at the University of Texas and took human lives. Time and time again, we're expressing sympathy and common prayers, and that's not enough anymore. We are tired, not just those of us who are standing here, but the majority of the residents of Westchester County are tired of watching 1,000 reasons placed before us as to why life-taking weaponry is allowed in the hands of people who use it to murder innocent people, time and time and time again. All the prayers that we give after the fact don't take away the fact that there are things that we can do in advance to try to stop this carnage from happening again. And it seems that we only draw the energy as soon as there's an incident. So for those folks who might say, well, this incident just happened, yes, it's happened, and it's just happened again. And this time, every argument that's been put before us by those who want to continue having these weaponry in public hands, every one of those arguments falls aside on this one. A man stocked a hotel room filled with semi-automatic weapons that he made into automatic weapons for the single purpose of raining death down from the 32nd floor. At this point, 59 people are dead. We fear there may be more. 527 people have been wounded. That is an incredible amount of people. And yet, we're going to take business as usual. Business as usual in Westchester County, meaning a gun show that glorifies this culture that was at Westchester County Center and was ended in 1999 by the prior county executive, who upon the Columbine disaster realized that Westchester County had to take a stand. We had to make a statement. The statement is, we don't tolerate this type of culture. Is it legal to own a gun in America? Yes, it is. I believe that the Second Amendment allows you to own a weapon. But it certainly does not mean that every possible armament under the sun should be in private hands. Does any rational person think that an individual should own a surface-to-air missile in their private possession? Does anyone think that they should be able to have a rocket launcher or flame-throwing bazooka or anything that can create death for massive numbers of people? Then why do we protect, through the things that we do and show, the type of weaponry that can kill mass numbers of people? There is no productive use for that type of weaponry than to deliver mass death. That's what it is for. It is used in a military context. It may be used in a police context, but it should not be used in a civilian context. And it certainly, no matter what is actually shown in the gun show, it shouldn't be part of a gun show here in Westchester County where people come and they glorify themselves in a culture that not only includes the worship of weaponry, but also Nazi memorabilia, Confederate memorabilia, things that have no place in the proper society. When you glorify Nazism, you are glorifying a culture of death, a culture that put 6 million people to death. When you glorify the Confederacy, you glorify an entity that kept involuntary servitude for African Americans for 250 years. That's what you're glorifying when you glorify the Confederate flag, or you have a copy of Mein Kampf for sale at your gun booth. And not only does this gun show need to leave, we need to stand behind the act that was passed in New York State a few years ago called the SAFE Act. That SAFE Act prohibits, going forward from the point of its adoption, weaponry to be bought and held in private hands along the lines of what Stephen Paddock used in Las Vegas the other night. We have that banned right now. Yet there's legislation proposed in New York State that would lift the ban of the SAFE Act in Westchester County and other counties, making it legal to once again sell that type of weaponry here, meaning if we don't get rid of this gun show, you would have that kind of weaponry available to be sold inside this building. This building hosts model railroading exhibitions over a week. This building houses a stamp and coin show a couple of times a year. This even has a reptile show, which I wouldn't go anywhere near. But the bottom line is, those types of avocations, those types of interests don't lead to a person murdering 60 people and wounding 500 some odd people. You're talking about a position and philosophy that is held by Rob Astorino and those that agree with him, that stand at the opposite of what the majority of Westchester people want to see. We want this gun show ended. We want the SAFE Act to remain a protection for law-abiding citizens. We respect the right of gun owners to have their guns, but not to have the kind of guns that could mass murder people as we've just seen. And when I have heard people say, well, we need better mental health detection, we need better mental health detection, but the individual that created this crime in Las Vegas had never interacted with the mental health system previously. There was no way to know that he had a mental health issue in advance. And he was not a person who had committed a crime with a gun before, as so many folks say. We must ramp up the penalties for those who commit crimes with guns. We may want to do that, but that would not have caught Stephen Paddock before he did this action. The only thing that would have stopped Stephen Paddock from murdering 59 people is if he didn't have access to guns that from the 32nd floor could rain down death on people. And when I hear people say, well, what we need is an open carry state, Nevada is